Good morning and welcome to Skills Live for the fourth day of this WorldSkills Lyon 2024. It's the final day of competition here, and all of the competitions will come to a close from around starting at midday and then finishing at 4 o'clock this afternoon. So let's take a look back at yesterday. It was the third day of action here at WorldSkills.
The WorldSkills competition. Very exciting day. This is where you start to see the differences, where you start to suss out the potential medalists. So that energy, that buzz is going to go up, and expect, very loud crowds tomorrow. This is when you get the chills exactly like you do in sport. So there's an awesome vibe, so please come.
That was day 3 of WorldSkills. Today is the final day of competition and the tension is palpable here. 1,400 competitors. The final day is coming to a close, and what an exciting day it's going to be. Now, we'll be with you all along this day here at WorldSkills. So let's take a look ahead at what we have to look forward to today. All along this edition of WorldSkills, we have our roving reporter, Seb, who dives right into the heart of the competition, meeting those people that are making this edition of WorldSkills happen. And this morning, he got to chat to one of the competition organizers, Aurélia Reusch.
Day 4, last day of the competition, and it's already coming to an end for WorldSkills Lyon 2024. This morning, I had the opportunity to take a first look back with Aurélia Reusch, Operation Director. How are you?
I'm very good, very
You're
excited.
Very good? Excited? You're not so tired after 4 days?
We forget about the tiredness.
Yeah, okay. So, Olivia, good morning. What are, at this moment, the main takeaways?
I think the main takeaways is that we said what we said we would do when we were bidding. So, we said we were going to put out a spectacular event. We were going to surprise people. We were going to attract lots of youth. And we were going to help people acknowledge and recognize and give, in a way, a new respect to all the people and the youth who are involved in skills.
What will you remember for these different days?
Not
tomorrow, but
after, when it's over, of course. I think the first thing we'll remember is the crowds. Like yesterday and the day before, we had like over 60,000 students, lots of them coming from the region, but some of them driving like 3 or 4 hour buses just to get inspired by what they see. So it's good to see the site full. And I think also what we'll remember is, also the general public. Like today is a family day. It's the last day of competition. It's very exciting. So it means that the school kids told the parents, I want to go back, and they're here, as you can see.
Exactly. Over 60,000 students in 2 days. Volunteers fully committed, 1,400 volunteers. I think you are so proud about.
We are immensely proud because it is a long commitment. I think people know about the 4 days of competition, but some of these volunteers were with us for 10 days, almost 2 weeks, definitely the ones who were chaperoning the teams. So it's really a full mobilization. And we also have a lot of volunteers from the skills side to design all these skill areas. You have skills teams, and they're all volunteers. So really, I think we're looking forward to hopefully pay some kind of tribute to them tonight, because exciting things are happening, because we really want to acknowledge this community that is one of the pillars of the WorldSkills movement in France.
The topic of this day is inspiring pride. I think this 47th edition is totally in line with this expectation now.
Yes, we are very proud. You know, we are French, so if internationally people do know that we have our pride, and I think it will shine through tonight, because again, tonight at the closing ceremony this is where we pay respect to the world champions, essentially the WorldSkills champions, who will get the medal. And what greater than an objective than having a stadium and applauding them like we applauded all the sports athletes.
Yeah,
we will applaud skills athletes tonight.
Exactly, and they finish our works this morning. This is the end of this amazing 4-day competition, and we have much smile. We have some at before 12. We have a free hug. It's an incredible moment we live.
It will be, and I'm sure you came here like 3 days ago. There was nothing. There was just a pile of sand, and look at it. Now it's an amazing garden, and it will still change in the next hours. So now they are doing the equivalent of the final sprint. And yes, if you have the opportunity, do come down, come and watch this final day, because this is where you see when the competitions finish. Every skill finishes at a certain time this afternoon, and at some point I recommend wearing training shoes, because you have to run from landscape gardening to 3D game art at the other end to welding. But these competitors definitely need a cheer, and I promise you will get the chills, you will cry, because this is where you will realize the intensity, the amount of work. You will be able to see it on their faces as they get a huge relief. And now it will be their time to celebrate, and that's why we're putting an amazing celebration for these competitors that have been in a bubble now for 4 days.
So come to our expo. It's not finished. It's finished at this afternoon. So come and see all the competition areas. It's very beautiful. So thank you. Thank you for this organization, amazing organization. So I hand over to Haley.
Thank you, Seb. And Aurélia. And now, talking about pride in skills and inspiring pride as well, let's hear from Rachel Crawford, representing the WorldSkills Champions Trust. Now, you are a baker from Australia, and joined by Anna Prokopenya. You're a past WorldSkills Champions Trust from Russia in the skill of patisserie and confectionery. So welcome to the studio, ladies. Welcome to the Skills Live. So my first question is for you, Rachel. Now, you, of course, achieved an impressive level of excellence in baking. Joining the WorldSkills Champions Trust is a testimony to your desire to inspire pride in skills. You take pride in your work, but you did have some bad experiences in your industry.
Yeah, unfortunately for my industry, it's very common that there's a certain stereotype around apprentices. So for me, my boss wasn't very supportive, unfortunately, and I had to really fight to be allowed to undertake my training on campus at a training organisation. My boss somehow expected me to basically teach myself and work all on my own at very late hours of the night at 17 years of age. When I was meant to have someone teaching me my trade, supervising me, and it just wasn't happening. So unfortunately, I had a bit of a fight from the very beginning.
So what do you hope that other young people joining the profession can do to improve the profession now? Because I know you're advocating for better working conditions. How do you hope the next generation are going to benefit from this?
Absolutely. I take every opportunity that I'm given to basically drill into the apprentices that to stand up for, like, if your working conditions are not correct, even though it may seem, a lot of apprentices have the attitude that, oh, this is just how it is in the industry. But unfortunately, just because that is how it is, doesn't mean that's the way it should be, and to basically give the apprentices the confidence to stand up and say, no, that's not correct, and that is not how it should be.
And Anna, the same question to you. How do you use your role as representative of the World Champions Trust to help encourage and support younger professionals coming up in your vocation?
So I think the message Rachel just transmitted is very powerful about how you can transform the industry of today by doing something differently. And I think one of the biggest problem we have is that it's not really obvious what's the difference between excellent performing skill professional and non-excellent performing skill professional. So I think WorldSkills is some kind of a showcase for showing like what excellence mean. And for me personally, being here like amongst my peers who know what's the difference and who know how important it is to respect every little detail in the profession, because I am from the profession which is like I could have done that profession when everyone bakes and everyone cooks in the kitchen, and they think that being a professional it's like something which is very close to what they do by themselves, but it's not true. And here WorldSkills is a great opportunity to show what exactly excellence means.
Seeing 1,400 competitors bring a close to their competition here today, what are the emotions that you remember feeling at this stage of the competition?
Oh man, to actually be here without the stress of being in competition is an amazing feeling, and it is really like nostalgic. Like there's so many memories that we can see on the faces of the competitors. They're under so much stress, and we just remember being there. And it's really great to reflect on when we were in that position to where we are now, and just to see that we can see the road that is ahead for these competitors, and it is just so exciting to watch their journey as they transition.
I couldn't agree more. And one of your pins is actually making me think about supporters, because I remember like the highest tension you have during the competition days, and then you have to wait because the results are tomorrow, and you have this like gap about how did I went, like how did I perform, etc. So having people coming from other countries to support you here is something which really like makes it tolerable at least. And then when you like win a medal, go on stage, or no matter what happens, it's really these people who help you to stand pride. And I think that's very interesting to watch here around on the side.
I couldn't agree more with what you just said there. Like the gap between the competition finishing and then the results, I found for me personally was where the strongest bonds were formed. We're all in the same position. We're all hanging by a thread, waiting for those results, and it is just a great bonding moment for all of the competitors.
So much excitement and anticipation. I'm really glad you brought up this the pins, because you see a lot of competitors will collect pins from different countries. So how does that work? When you represent your country, you're given a big bag of pins?
Yeah, so every country has a different pin, and so it's kind of a networking tactic to help the competitors engage with one another a little bit more, so they can actually exchange pins. So it does get a little bit competitive in of itself, because it's all about who has the most pins from the most different countries.
It's a treasure hunt.
Absolutely, yes.
It's exactly like at the Olympics and Paralympics. Everyone going around, desperately trying to get as many badges from different countries and regions as possible. How has your respective careers, how have they evolved since taking part in WorldSkills?
Well, mine have evolved a lot, because I used to be pastry chef, and then being part of WorldSkills kind of very brightened my vision, so I opened myself to the opportunities and learning opportunities, and I became if I take a path in food science in engineering part, and today I work with pastry chef, and my experience let me to really interact on the same level and talk about excellence, talk about on their language, but I help them to create their more innovative, more sustainable things. So I think that's another thing about skills. It's not a dead path. If you are a pastry chef and you want to do something more, it's totally possible.
I completely agree. It opens so many doors. For me, the competition gave me so much confidence in myself, in my abilities. If you had asked me, back when I was competing, if I thought I would be giving, speaking at press conferences and all these different events in front of thousands of people, I would have told you you were insane. But it just gives you so much confidence to, truly be yourself and fight for what you believe in.
And that's where you take pride from, because you represent your trade, and it really makes you proud.
Yeah.
And everyone who belongs to this trade also proud of you and themselves.
We're proud of you as well. So what about the other connections that you made at the edition of WorldSkills in which you competed in? Are you still in contact with other participants?
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
I've met many past competitors from my edition or other years on site today, and it's actually where the friendships are forged, because you're not rivals anymore, and you start to build the relationship, long-lasting relationship, which will help you to construct your career later.
Yeah, absolutely. I've even traveled overseas and went and stayed with competitors that I competed with. The friendship is on a different level when it comes from WorldSkills. It's very hard to explain, but it is a family bond like no other. It truly is.
That's fantastic to learn and to hear, because, we do think there is life after WorldSkills, if you will, and it's not just career-based. It also, very human connections are formed here and fantastic experiences. And as a CEO, he said, David says himself, that this is beyond the medals. It's also a journey, and this is exactly what I'm hearing from you fantastic WorldSkills Champions Trust representatives.
Yeah, absolutely. I couldn't agree more, because it's a wonderful event. It's great to have the competition, but it's not just about the competition. It is about the journey. It is about the skills you develop along the way, the people you meet, the connections you make, and it's just so valuable.
I think it's something which we really need to transmit to competitors, because when I was a competitor, I thought WorldSkills ends with a closing ceremony, but it actually just begins.
Completely agree.
That's great to hear. Thank you, Rachel, Anna. Thank you for coming here on Skills Live to tell us about your experience, and enjoy the rest of WorldSkills and enjoy the closing ceremony tomorrow. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. So that ends this fourth day of Skills Live morning show. We'll be seeing you at 12:45 for the midday show. See you then.